Dear students, we were discussing the physical properties of water. So the next physical property is latent heat of fusion. So before discussing this latent heat of fusion, we must know that what is latent heat actually. So the amount of heat which is required to change the state of a unit mass of substance at constant temperature is called as latent heat. मीन्स किसी भी सब्सटेंस के यूनिट मास की स्टेट को चेंज करने के लिए एट कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर विदाउट चेंजिंग द टेम्परेचर जो हीट की जरूरत पड़ती है दैट हीट इज कॉल्ड एज द लेटेंट हीट. नेक्स्ट इज लेटेंट हीट ऑफ फ्यूजन. लेटेंट हीट ऑफ फ्यूजन मीन्स it is the amount of heat required to change a substance from solid state to its liquid state at its melting point without any change in temperature. Means melting point, that is at 0 degrees Celsius, the amount of heat which is required to change a substance from its solid state to liquid state is called as the latent heat of fusion. Then latent heat of fusion of ice. Latent heat of fusion of ice means the amount of heat energy which is required by ice to change into water at 0 degree Celsius temperature. 0 degree Celsius temperature पे जो हीट एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड होती है आइस के द्वारा वाटर में चेंज करने के लिए that is called as latent heat of fusion of ice and its specific value is 336 joule per gram or 80 calorie per gram. And also the same amount of heat energy is released when 1 gram of water solidifies to form 1 gram of ice at 0 degree Celsius temperature. Means when water solidifies to form ice, that is when 1 gram of water solidifies to form 1 gram of ice, then the same amount of heat energy is released as the amount of heat energy which was required by ice to change into water at 0 degree Celsius temperature. So this is the latent heat of fusion of ice. So the next physical property is latent heat of vaporization of water. When water is boiled, it changes to the gaseous state. We all know this. So the energy which is required to change water, actually the heat energy which is required to change water into its vapor at its boiling point without any change in temperature is called latent heat of vaporization of water. Means the heat energy which is required by water to change into the vapor state at its boiling point at 100 degree Celsius only without any change in the temperature is called as the latent heat of vaporization of water and its specific value is 2268 joule per gram or 540 calorie per gram. And the same amount of heat is released when 1 gram of steam condenses to form 1 gram of water at 100 degree Celsius temperature. Means when the temperature remains constant but when the 1 gram of steam condenses to form 1 gram of water, then the same amount of heat energy is released as the energy which was used to change water into its vapor at 100 degree Celsius temperature. So the heat which is released when 1 gram of steam condenses to form 1 gram of water at 100 degree Celsius temperature is called as the latent heat of condensation. And the heat energy which was required to change water into its vapor at its boiling point without any change in temperature is called as latent heat of vaporization of water. Then one point is given there in the book that steam causes more serious burns than water at 100 degree Celsius temperature. It happens on the account of high specific latent heat of condensation. Because of the high specific latent heat of condensation, steam causes more serious burns than water at 100 degree Celsius temperature. Now how it happens? We know that water starts boiling at 100 degree Celsius temperature. But when further heat is provided, when more heat is provided to the water, to the boiling water at 100 degrees Celsius temperature, then the water molecules does not absorb that heat, but the bond which is present in between the water molecules starts breaking, and as a result water molecules starts escaping, and therefore they change into steam. So steam contains the additional latent heat of vaporization. Therefore, steam contains more heat energy than the boiling water at 100 degrees Celsius temperature. So, when this steam condenses back into water, then more amount of heat energy is released. So, we can say that on account of high specific latent heat of condensation, steam causes more serious burns than water at 100 degrees Celsius temperature. Then the next point is specific heat capacity. It has been found that 1 gram of water when heated through 1 degree Celsius, it always absorbs 4.2 joule of heat energy. So the fixed amount of heat which is absorbed by 1 gram of water when it is heated through 1 degree Celsius is called as specific heat capacity. मीन्स जो हीट एब्जॉर्ब की जाती है 1 ग्राम ऑफ वाटर के द्वारा, जब उसको 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर के थ्रू हीट किया जाता है, देन दैट पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ हीट इज कॉल्ड एज द स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी. एंड since water is having this ability to absorb large amount of heat, due to the high specific heat capacity of water, it is used as a coolant in motor car radiators, etc., in various other cooling devices. And also because of this specific heat capacity of water, because of the high specific heat capacity of water, it is able to modify the climate of the nearby land areas. Means if the presence of large amount of water is able to modify the climate of nearby land areas due to the high specific heat capacity of water, it absorbs large amount of heat, and as a result it makes the nearby land areas cooler in summer and warmer in winters. Then the next topic is water as a universal solvent. We all know that water is a remarkable solvent. It dissolves wide range of substances. Not only solids but gases and other liquids also dissolve in water, and therefore it is very difficult to find the water in pure form in the nature. It is very difficult to find absolutely pure water in nature, and therefore for this reason, since it is able to dissolve wide range of substances, variety of substances, water is said to be a universal solvent. Then water has high dielectric constant. इसका मतलब ये होता है that the substances whose molecules contain ionic bond. This means that the substances whose molecules contain ionic bond will tend to dissociate in water yielding solution containing ions. वो substances जिनके molecules ionic bond contain करते हैं, वो water में dissociate होंगे. Dissociate का मतलब होता है separate होना ions में, और solution form करेंगे जिसमें ions present होंगे. Now what is this ionic bond? Ionic bond का मतलब होता है a chemical bond. About this ionic bond you will study in detail in the next chapter. So ionic bond is actually a chemical bond which is formed by the complete transfer of electrons from one atom of an element to the atom of another element. As a result, that bond formed is called as the ionic bond. And the compounds which are formed by the complete transfer of electrons, they are called as ionic compounds. So in the ionic compound, what happens? The atom which loses the electron forms cations, a positive ion, and the atom which gain the electron, that forms anion, a negative ion. So we all know that the unlike charges attract each other and like charges repel each other. So in the ionic compound there is a strong force of attraction between the positive ion and the negative ion. So such type of substances whose molecule contain ionic bond, when they are dissolved in water, then this water, which is actually acting as a solvent, it reduces the electrostatic force of attraction between the positive and the negative ions, and as a result dissolves the inorganic compound which are usually electrovalent. Electrovalent या ionic एक ही बात होती है. So what happens? Water has a high dielectric constant. इसका मतलब ये है the substances whose molecules contain ionic bond, they tend to dissociate in water and forms the solution which contains ions. And ऐसा होता क्यों है? Because water reduces the electrostatic force of attraction. क्योंकि जो ionic compounds होते हैं वो बहुत stable होते हैं because of the strong electrostatic force of attraction between the positive and the negative ion. But this water reduces that electrostatic force of attraction and dissolves the compounds which are ionic or electrovalent in nature. Now one question is there that if distilled water is kept in the sealed bottle for a long time, then it leaves etchings on the inside surface of the glass. प्रिंट टाइप का क्यों छप जाता है ग्लास की बोतल में? ऐसा क्यों होता है? बिकॉज दो सब्सटेंसेस विच आर अपेरेंटली इनसॉल्युबल इन वाटर. अपेरेंटली इनसॉल्युबल मीन्स स्पष्ट रूप से न घुलने वाले. वो सब्सटेंसेस जो कि अपेरेंटली इनसॉल्युबल होते हैं वाटर में, वो भी एक्चुअल में ट्रेसेस में डिसॉल्व होते हैं. We can't say that a substance is not insoluble in water, but actually the substances which are apparently insoluble in water, they also dissolve in it in traces. So even when we put water in a glass vessel, an extremely small amount of glass dissolve in it. इसीलिए ग्लास जो कि हम ये बोलते हैं कि डिसॉल्व नहीं होता वाटर में, ऐसा नहीं है. ग्लास ऑल्सो डिसॉल्व इन द ट्रेसेस. तो इसी वजह से जब हम वाटर को ग्लास के बर्तन में रखते हैं तो स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ ग्लास उसमें डिसॉल्व हो जाता है, और इसी वजह से जब डिस्टिल्ड वाटर को सील्ड बॉटल में ज़्यादा टाइम के लिए रखा जाएगा तो फिर इट लीव्स एचिंग्स ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द ग्लास. So the next topic we will now discuss in the next video. Thank you.